Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having an awesome week. If you guys are from the lower mainland here, you guys survived that snow that we had. That was crazy, but hey, we're past it. And I do want to apologize for two things. First of all is just the lighting in this area. I'm just filming out of my dining area right now where I live. And two, my attire. Normally you see me a little more dressed up, especially for a real estate and entrepreneurial vlog. But I'm actually moving in the next couple of days, so I've been busy organizing and packing. So that's why I'm a little more dressed down. But thanks again for those of you guys who are tuning in. If you haven't already done so, go down and hit that subscribe button. And today we're going to be talking about me. I realized after meeting with one of my digital mentors, Carlos Gill, that I haven't actually done a great job on actually saying who I am and how I got into the real estate business. So I thought I'd take today to let you know a little bit about who I am, how I got into real estate, and what is going forward for Cameron Manning. So real estate's one of those things that some people have a passion for, other ones may just fall into it. I definitely would say that I'm one of those people who's looking for an opportunity when I got started in real estate, and that was through the training I had growing up. Now, my parents, especially my mom, was always very entrepreneurial. She was always doing different network marketing companies, Amway and different things like that, trying to find something that worked for her. And well, I grew up watching that. So that was a big thing, watching that entrepreneurial spirit and learning about business that way. In fact, my first business that I decided to start was I was picking crab apples out of my backyard, and I decided to put them in a wagon and try to sell bags of them to my neighbors. That went well for the first day or so until I realized people were just buying them to be nice and everyone else had crabapple trees in their own backyard. So didn't really work out too well for a long-term business at 7 years old. But hey, it was my first foray into selling. I was going door knocking, asking people to buy my basically grocery bags of apples. Moving forward from there, as I grew older, I continued to watch my mom go through different marketing companies. They also then decided to get into real estate themselves, and they bought a fourplex in Edmonton. Now, they did probably everything under the sun wrong with that property, buying in a bad location, putting bad tenants in place. Basically, my mom, if you had a really good story, she'd let you into the building only to find out that you weren't going to pay your rent. One ended up in jail, things like that. But it was still a good experience for me as a young kid to see that entrepreneurial drive, being a landlord and having tenants and how to manage that. That when the time came, that kind of was the overarching also decision. I said, hey, Mom didn't quite work it out, but I know there's something there. Maybe I'll look at it. But she continued on with the network marketing business, and that's what I continued to watch. So at 16, when I was allowed to join my first network marketing company, with my mom's permission, I signed up. Now at 16 years old, it is a little difficult to start selling, especially when the product was quite a high price. So convincing my friends to get into it, aka convincing them to get their parents into it, was a difficult task, but it was still a really good learning experience. I went from a couple of different companies, same thing, followed my mom as she was trying to find the right one for her. And at 18 years old, we settled on this one for a while that, we were quite passionate about. In fact, I started standing up and speaking in crowds on what the product was, what the company was. In fact, the headquarters team actually pulled me down to Calgary for one of their big conferences, and I spoke in front of over 200 people at the age of 18. So that was an amazing experience in public speaking that I got, being able to stand up in front of that crowd, deliver what I wanted to deliver, and had the ability to help many people sign up and grow their own business. So that was really, really cool. Unfortunately, that business didn't quite survive the 2008-2009 crisis, and I was continuing on my normal day job, looking for what my next opportunity was going to be. And as I was working at my day job, we had the radio on, and I heard an advertisement for a real estate education company. Basically one of those ones where you go for the 3-hour event and you listen in, and of course they're going to sell you on their program. Well, I knew that I was looking for another opportunity, and I know my parents, especially my mom, was really into real estate back when I was young. I said, hey mom, let's go together. Let's check this thing out. It's free anyways. So what's the harm? We lose 3 hours of our day. So what? When we went there, my mind was pretty open. Like at the time, my real estate knowledge was very, very limited. I basically thought, those guys that are on the billboards, realtors, are the ones that help you buy a home, and that's how you get started investing. I didn't know anything else. I didn't know anything about mortgages or tax implications or how to buy or how to qualify or anything like that, or even money that's needed to buy real estate. That, unfortunately, is part of our education system not really teaching. So I went to the 3-hour class. My mind was pretty open at the opportunity that was there. So we decided to sign up for the 3-day basic course. Of course, we got upsold again, and we took their advanced course. And for me, at the time, that became my college education. It was quite a hefty amount. It was basically the tuition of most colleges. And I turned to my parents and I said, this is what I want to do. This is the road I want to take towards my career. And so my parents ended up helping me fund it. In fact, my mom partnered with me and we split the cost of the course, and she actually joined me on all the different courses that I took. Over the course of the year, I got into that state of what a lot of people call analysis paralysis. I just kept saying I don't know enough to start buying, so I kept taking each course as often as I could because I didn't want to start buying until I had everything in place, all the knowledge. Really, in the long run, that was probably one of my first early on business mistakes, was not taking action fast enough. But as I started building my team, started to get to know people, started interviewing mortgage brokers and realtors and inspectors, I built up a referral network that actually sent me a referral for my first deal. That deal was a rent to own up in Slave Lake, Alberta. Now at the time, I think it was 2011, Slave Lake had a massive fire and decimated the city. This couple was left basically homeless. They were living in a winter, not a winter, but a summer cabin type dealie on the lake. And they lost everything. They couldn't qualify for a home. So my mortgage broker knew I wanted to do rent to owns. So she called me up and said, I've got a tenant for you. We need to help them buy a home. The big learning experience came there because as I was trying to do it, I lost my JV partner. We ended up structuring it. We did end up putting them in the home, and my goal was to make about 15 grand on the property. That was what I was looking to take out of it. Ended up being that I only took about 2,000 out. We didn't set it up properly, but it was an amazing learning experience. From there, I did my next rent-to-own deal with a partner, set it up properly. They turned around and got a 17% per annum return on their money over 3 years. I did several other deals to the point where this is now what I do full time, is working with investors. Because of becoming an investor myself, I learned how to raise capital. I learned how to structure and put deals together. And over the years, as I built up my own portfolio, I started teaching and coaching people. I now run a monthly group that I've been doing for nearly 5 years now, teaching and bringing in guest speakers for investors getting started or those who are already advanced but looking for other options. So that's been really cool. But then how I got my license and how I got into being a realtor came from that need. As I was coaching and teaching these people, I would send them on their way and then have to coach them on how to coach their realtor. So it was kind of one of those light bulb going off moments where I said, I better get my license, because not only can I coach and help teach them, I can hold their hand throughout the entire process and actually help them get into their investment properties. So that was when the decision came to get my license, as well as it helped Kelly, who I'd been working with as her admin assistant, learning from her in the business, because that's the best way you can learn, is by working with someone who's already been there. So I was working with her as her assistant. I got my license to help expand and grow the team, as well as help those clients that I've been teaching and coaching to start being able to hold their hand throughout the entire process. So that's a little bit about how I got into real estate. I think real estate is one of the best investment vehicles that there is in the world. I highly recommend, if you haven't considered having some real estate in your portfolio, start looking into it. And if you're a first-time buyer, that's the best way you can build long-term financial wealth, especially when you look at markets like the Lower Mainland that are continuing to go up. So again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. That's a little bit more about me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, getting to know me a little bit more. I hope to get to know you guys a little bit more. Best way you can do that is throw some comments below. Let me know who you are. Let me know where your channel is, if you guys, what kind of businesses you're in, things like that. Give me a big like if you like this video, and don't forget, if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button and let me know you want to keep coming back for more. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next week.